This is the story of the two weirdest teachers that I've had. The first one happened in middle school. This teacher pretended like she was a clone, and it was hilarious. Okay, so this took place in middle school. I was at lunch with my friends, and suddenly, when a girl came up to us and told us that we were gonna have a weird substitute teacher for math. She told us that the substitute was pretending to be a clone. She said that she was really creepy, and it was freaking people out. I thought this was hilarious, and I couldn't wait to go to math class. But I had math class at the end of the day, which was for 6 periods, so I have to wait fourth period and then fifth period and then finally sixth period. But when I got there, it was really funny. When I got to class, I forgot. When I got to sixth period, I forgot about the substitute teacher being freaky. So when I entered, it was a weird experience.
Welcome back to class. Please sit down. Follow the instructions on the board and we will get started. My name is D-Love. I will be your sub for today.
She then proceeded to tell us stories of how she was made and how the U.S. was creating other clone people like her, and she was making a whole story. But it was funny because people were believing her, but then there were some who didn't believe her at all.
I am one of the first clone teachers to be made by the US government.
And this lady's eyelashes were falling, and it was hilarious because people were just looking at her eyelashes because they were falling, and her makeup was horribly done.
They will fix it in the lab.
Literally, the whole class couldn't stop telling her how bad her makeup was and how her eyelashes were falling off.
I already told you they will fix it in the lab.
There were some students who were so scared, and it was hilarious. The next day, our teacher had to clarify that she wasn't actually a clone teacher and that she was just making the story up so people could pay attention in class. She then started to tell us that D Love actually stood for her real name, Diaz for her first name, and Love for her last name. And unfortunately, we never heard from her again, but it was still something that people joked around. Whenever we thought of substitute teachers, people always wanted her to come back because it was really a hilarious day. Now for the next teacher. She wasn't a freaky teacher. She was a normal teacher. Well, not normal. She was really dumb. She didn't really knew how to do her job, and it showed. When we entered the class on the first day of school for my junior year, we had her, and she said she was new. It was her first time having been the teacher. She did work there, but she was one of those persons that worked behind the school, like in the offices and stuff. So she didn't really knew how to teach, and she didn't even pay attention to the students. Okay, so in my high school, in the first week of high school, we have this program called the ACE program, where basically we get to connect more with our teachers and stuff and get to know each other more. It happens once a day for every grade level, and there's 5 students and one teacher at one separate group. And unfortunately, I had to be with that teacher. This teacher, who was my advisory teacher, was also my group teacher in this ACE program, which sucked. When we were doing the group activities, it was supposed to be the teachers and the students working together, but instead of helping us, this lady just sat down on her phone all day and told us what to do. She didn't even pay attention to what we were doing, and she couldn't even care. For lunch at this program, they either gave us Carl's Jr. or Subway, and when we go to lunch, the teachers have to scream, so the leaders, the one that work or the one that are part of the ACE program, they have to the whoever screams the loudest gets to go first. And this teacher wasn't there. Do you know what she did? Instead of staying with us, she ended up leaving the our group to go outside and get her own food. So we were just there all alone. So guess which group had to eat last? It was ours, and it sucked because we ended up having the worst food. Yeah, she was just like, bye suckers, I'm gonna go get my food. Lol, imagine. But no, that really was rude. And there was a part in the ACE program where we had to introduce ourselves and describe ourselves and all the things that we did like. And when it was her turn, this lady was just talking about dark chocolate. She was just saying, I like dark chocolate. I like cake dark chocolate. I like chocolate dark chocolate. I like strawberry dark chocolate. I love popcorn dark chocolate. I like cereal dark chocolate. I like milk dark chocolate. She couldn't even then talk about herself and introduce herself, which was like, lady, what are you doing? But me and my brother thought it was funny, so we couldn't stop laughing because we were laughing because it was hilarious. This lady was dumb. And then she told me to go next because I was like her favorite in the classroom, which I hated. And but I didn't want to go next because I was still laughing. And so I told my brother to go, and then my brother was laughing way more than I was. But then he introduced himself, and then everybody introduced themselves, and nobody introduced them food. Everybody introduced themselves like they're supposed to. This teacher also over exaggerated a lot. Like after the ACE program, I had to be with her for my advisory, which advisory is basically homeroom. And it's like that she was so over exaggerated. Every time someone enters the room, she wanted everything to be quiet. Like she had her rule 1.5 voice level, which was so stupid. And if somebody talked, she got really mad, like really, really mad. And then for finals, that was hilarious because for finals, the first class we had was advisory every morning. That's the first class only for finals. And my classroom was waiting outside for like 10 minutes already, and nobody was answering the door. We were banging and banging on the door just for her to open, and she wasn't opening. So the principal came, and he thought that nobody was inside. And when he opened the door, she was literally right there eating popcorn. No, it wasn't popcorn; it was cereal, and it was hilarious because the class was like, "What are you doing?" So when we entered, she didn't know what to do. She didn't realize that it was advisory and it was going to be finals. She thought it was just a normal regular day. One day, me and my friend were doing our work because it was a work day for advisory, and my friend asked the teacher if she could go get something from upstairs, and the teacher said no. And on work day we were supposed to actually go up and get our work, but this teacher said no to her, only her. So that my friend looked at me and called her a stupid dumb B, and it was funny because the teacher turned around and she was like, "What did you say to me?" My friend was just like, "I didn't even talk to you, like mind your own business." And it was funny because then after when the class was over, the teacher looked at me and told me, "How did you feel hearing that nasty word?" And I was just like, okay. And then I just left because I felt awkward. For the second semester, I actually away from that school. I actually left to another school that was garbage, but I'm not going to talk about that because it's another story. But on the second semester, she wasn't no longer a teacher because she wasn't actually doing her job, which wasn't fair because I didn't want her in the first semester. But in the second semester, everybody was moved to another class. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. In the second high school I went to, I did had a lot of garbage teachers I could talk about, but this video is already getting long, and yeah. If you enjoy, make sure you like and subscribe. And also, I want to give a thank you to my friend Diana for actually voicing D Love, the weird, freaky substitute voice teacher.